Michigan, the state of automobiles, Motown, and the Great Lakes, has long been seen as a symbol of the American dream. Images of bustling factories and thriving middle-class families come to mind. However, beneath this facade lies a harsh reality for many. The dream is fading, replaced by a growing crisis of homelessness. Across Michigan, thousands are struggling to survive, invisible to those who benefit from the state's prosperity. The decline of manufacturing jobs, once a pillar of Michigan's economy, has left many communities struggling. The loss of these jobs, often replaced with low-wage, service sector work, has made it increasingly difficult for families to make ends meet. The consequences of this economic shift are visible in the faces of those experiencing homelessness across Michigan. From the streets of Detroit to the rural corners of the Upper Peninsula, the crisis knows no bounds. Families with children, veterans who served their country, and individuals battling mental illness and addiction, all find themselves without a place to call home. The American dream, once a beacon of hope, now feels like a distant and unattainable promise for far too many. The crisis in Michigan is a microcosm of a larger national epidemic. Across the United States, homelessness has reached alarming levels, affecting every state and demographic. From bustling metropolises to rural towns, the sight of people sleeping on streets, in shelters, or in their cars has become tragically commonplace. The face of homelessness is diverse, encompassing families with children, veterans, the elderly, and individuals struggling with mental health and substance abuse issues. Stagnant wages, coupled with the rising costs of housing, healthcare, and basic necessities, have placed immense pressure on low-income families. A lack of affordable housing options further exacerbates the problem, leaving many with impossible choices: pay rent or put food on the table. The dismantling of social safety nets, intended to provide a safety net for the most vulnerable, has only deepened the crisis. Addressing this national crisis requires a multi-pronged approach. Investing in affordable housing options, expanding access to healthcare and mental health services, and raising the minimum wage are crucial steps towards creating a society where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Ignoring the plight of our homeless population is not only morally unacceptable but also detrimental to the fabric of our nation. The harsh reality of homelessness is often obscured, hidden from plain sight, and easily ignored. However, the numbers tell a different story, painting a bleak picture of the sheer scale of the crisis. In Michigan alone, insert the most up-to-date statistic for the number of homeless individuals in Michigan. Individuals experience homelessness on any given night. Nationally, that number soars to over 500,000. The true extent of homelessness is often underreported, as many individuals and families experiencing housing instability do not fit the traditional definition of homelessness. They may be living in overcrowded conditions with relatives or friends, staying in motels, or sleeping in their cars. Children are disproportionately affected by homelessness, with insert the most up-to-date statistic for the ratio of children experiencing homelessness. Children in the United States experiencing homelessness at some point in their lives. Veterans, who have served their country with honor, often struggle to find stable housing upon their return, with insert the most up-to-date statistic for the percentage of the homeless population who are veterans, percent of the homeless population being veterans. Recognizing the magnitude of the crisis is the first step towards finding solutions and creating a more just and equitable society for all. Homelessness is not simply a matter of individual misfortune, it is a symptom of deeper systemic failures. The roots of this crisis lie in a complex web of social, economic, and political factors that have created a perfect storm for those living on the margins. Understanding these underlying causes is crucial to developing effective solutions and dismantling the systems that perpetuate homelessness. One of the most significant drivers of homelessness is the lack of affordable housing. The widening gap between income and housing costs has made it increasingly difficult for low-income families to afford a place to live. Stagnant wages coupled with rising rents and property values have created an affordability crisis that shows no signs of abating. Another contributing factor is the inadequacy of social safety nets. Programs designed to provide assistance to those in need, such as welfare, food stamps, and disability benefits, have been systematically eroded over the years. This dismantling of the social safety net has left many vulnerable to the economic shocks that can lead to homelessness. Section 5. Faces of the Forgotten, Stories from the Streets of Michigan. The human cost of homelessness is best understood through the individual stories of those who live it every day. Behind the statistics and the policy debates are real people with names, faces, and unique experiences that challenge our preconceived notions and ignite our empathy. In the heart of Michigan, amidst the bustle of cities and the quiet desperation of rural towns, countless stories of struggle, resilience, and hope unfold. Meet Sarah, a single mother of 2 young children, who found herself homeless after fleeing an abusive relationship. With limited job prospects and nowhere to turn, she found refuge in a local shelter, where she worked tirelessly to create a stable and loving environment for her children. Despite facing unimaginable challenges, Sarah never lost sight of her dream of providing a better future for her family. Then there's John, a veteran who served his country with honor in Iraq, only to return home to face the invisible wounds of PTSD and the harsh reality of homelessness. Through their shared experiences and unwavering support, John slowly began to rebuild his life piece by piece. Beyond poverty, a complex web of contributing factors plays a significant role in homelessness. While poverty is undeniably a major contributor, it is not the sole factor. A complex interplay of social, economic, and systemic issues creates a perfect storm that can leave individuals and families vulnerable to losing their homes. Mental illness and substance abuse disorders are often significant contributing factors to homelessness. Individuals struggling with these conditions may face challenges maintaining employment, managing their finances, and accessing stable housing. The stigma surrounding mental health and addiction often prevents those in need from seeking help, further exacerbating their situation. Domestic violence is another major driver of homelessness, particularly for women and children. Fleeing an abusive relationship often leaves victims with limited resources and support networks, forcing them to make impossible choices between staying in a dangerous situation and risking homelessness. The lack of affordable housing options and accessible support services for victims of domestic violence further complicates their journey to safety and stability. Unshakable spirits. Resilience in the face of adversity. Despite the immense challenges they face, individuals experiencing homelessness often exhibit extraordinary resilience and strength. Their stories are not just tales of hardship, but also testaments to the human spirit's ability to endure, adapt, and find moments of joy even in the darkest of times. Women experiencing homelessness in particular often demonstrate remarkable resilience in the face of adversity. They navigate the challenges of homelessness while caring for their children, facing unique obstacles related to safety, hygiene, and access to resources. Many individuals experiencing homelessness find solace and support within their communities. Churches, nonprofit organizations, and compassionate individuals offer a helping hand, providing food, clothing, shelter, and a listening ear. These acts of kindness, however small, can make a world of difference in the lives of those struggling to survive on the streets. By supporting organizations and initiatives that empower individuals experiencing homelessness, we can help create a more just and compassionate society where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. A call for compassion, the urgency of now. The homelessness crisis in Michigan and across the nation is a moral imperative that demands our immediate attention and action. It is a stain on the conscience of a nation that prides itself on opportunity and equality. Ignoring the plight of our most vulnerable citizens is not only morally reprehensible, but also detrimental to the social and economic well-being of our communities. The time for complacency is long gone. We can no longer turn a blind eye to the suffering on our streets, in our shelters, and in the shadows of our communities. The urgency of this crisis demands a collective response, one that transcends political ideologies and socioeconomic divides. We must act now, with compassion and determination, to create a future where everyone has a safe and stable place to call home. Every individual deserves the opportunity to live a life of dignity and purpose, regardless of their housing status. Building a better tomorrow, solutions and hope. The challenges of addressing homelessness are complex but not insurmountable. Solutions exist, and they require a multifaceted approach that addresses both the immediate needs of those experiencing homelessness and the systemic issues that contribute to the crisis. Investing in affordable housing is crucial, Increasing the availability of safe, decent, and affordable housing options is paramount to ending homelessness. This includes supporting the construction of new affordable housing units, providing rental assistance to low-income families, and enacting policies that prevent discrimination in housing. Expanding access to healthcare, mental health services, and substance abuse treatment is essential. Providing accessible and affordable healthcare, mental health services, and addiction treatment can help break the cycle of homelessness and empower individuals to rebuild their lives. Strengthening social safety nets is critical. By addressing these underlying causes through policies that promote economic opportunity, educational equity, and social justice, we can create a more just and equitable society where everyone has the chance to thrive.